What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Santa One here, bringing out a video. Today I'm bringing you a video on something that just got announced, which is Super Nintendo World. Now you may think to yourself, what is this you're talking about? I'm talking about the Universal Park edition that they are making for the Super Nintendo for Universal. Along with them at Universal Studios, and they're going to do it at first at Japan. So supposedly apparently what they've said is that by 2020, the first, the opening of the initial rides and stuff should be out, which should imply that at that point, people in Japan will be able to go and see how the thing looks and actually be able to experience it early on. Now, again, that's Japan. Now, understand this now. You may think to yourself, oh, that's Japan. It's so far away. When are we going to get it? That's not fair. Well, so the thing is that just because Japan is getting it in 2020 does not mean that America isn't. America is supposed to get it in Orlando and Hollywood, but obviously at a later date, but more likely than not too much later, I would hope. Don't hold me to this. Obviously, there's no actual confirmation exactly as to when we're getting it, but it should be sometime, probably within that year or the year after or so, I would imagine. Understand this now. I am saying this. I don't know anything for a fact. I could be 100% wrong, but I'm pretty excited for it. I like the name. I think the name isn't the worst thing ever. Some people want Nintendo Land. Please understand this now. The reason why Nintendo Land is probably not a thing is, first of all, World makes it seem bigger, and that's good. That gives it its own space. It gives a sense of like this is a larger body, and makes it seem more significant. And I think that's nice. The other thing to understand is that Nintendo Land exists as a game, so they probably were thinking to themselves, we don't want to copy ourselves. That's probably why they didn't go for that approach, and I personally think that that's smart. But just in general, I think that World just sounds nicer, and Super Nintendo World, cool. I like it. Also, part of the reason why it's something they chose Super because Nintendo World already exists in a way. If you go to Nintendo New York and a couple other areas, they have that, so you get the point. So that's why those kind of names just didn't happen, but Super, I guess, suffices. Now, many people were expecting Mario, Legend of Zelda, Pokemon, definitely more than likely going to exist at the parks for a fact. But then, what about the other franchises? Well, the rumors are that Donkey Kong and Mario Kart will also be there, but maybe Star Fox. I wouldn't be surprised if they had some sort of kind of location for that there. I could see, I don't know, Metroid possibly. It's a hard thing to say with Metroid, but I want to imagine that. Splatoon could definitely happen, just because it definitely has a big audience now, and why not? I'm sure they may or may not do something along the lines of having a museum kind of exhibit function that exists in the parks for all the consoles. Maybe they'll have an arcade. Like, personally, I would be very surprised if they chose not to have an arcade where they maybe feature consoles from like all the different consoles, so you can play all the different gaming systems that Nintendo made, and maybe even go further with having the classic arcade cabinets that are from classic Nintendo characters, maybe even the pinball machines, which there were a few that Nintendo is associated with. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities there, and also to sell, the newest games and sell even vintage ones would be very cool to, use as a location. Now, vintage I'm not necessarily expecting, but I would say new ones, why not? It is an opportunity for them. They could even sell exclusive amiibos there that function in the parks. I mean, why not? And maybe work with certain games. I mean, I could see something like that. That would be a very smart thing, especially since Disney has their own thing with like the pins and all that. And so why not do something like that where you can really go out of your way? I'm personally excited for it, and I can't wait. But obviously, it's gonna be a while. I don't know when we're going to get it, but I'm excited regardless, and I hope that whatever we get will be awesome and will be fun. I'm expecting the Mario Kart thing, if they do it, to be probably something along the lines of a dirt track kind of setup. I'm expecting, if they do Donkey Kong, maybe something along the lines of the minecarts, or I don't know. You know, it's so hard to say with a lot of these franchises because there's so many different approaches they can take. You know, it's hard to say, but I'm hoping they do something fun, maybe even incorporate some VR into it. Sure, Nintendo isn't known for VR yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're looking into that already and maybe even considering it for their parks in some way. You know, I would think at a park like that, you would want to incorporate some aspect of that. Roller coasters will definitely probably show up. People have suggested the idea of there better be a Rainbow Road roller coaster. That'd be cool. I don't necessarily expect that being the case, but I could see it being, but it could happen. You know, there's a lot of different franchises that they could really take advantage of. If they want to do Pokemon, they could do a lot of things. They could give you that simulated experience of catching Pokemon and stuff, or they could go the route of maybe doing a Pokemon Snap kind of thing with like an on rails. You know, you have like a camera gun or whatever, and then you just press the button and it like counts up points and everything, and then you get a score at the end. Could happen. You know, we honestly have no idea. They are gonna add a section to the parking lots and stuff like that is gonna be for Nintendo. So you know, it's pretty exciting, and it's good to know that they are looking into a lot of different opportunities and are willing to work together. You know, Nintendo and Universal did struggle with each other and did not have the best relationship at one point, but it's good to see that they're working together, and you know, they're both two excellent companies that can benefit a lot off of each other. So I kind of find it pretty nice to know that they are willing to work together, and you know, having, you know, these brilliant companies with each other is really useful for really promoting the products that they seek to, you know, show off and give life to. So that's my opinion. I'd love to know your guys' opinions though of all this. Are you guys excited about the parks? Are you guys what rides and attractions are you guys expecting to see? Please leave your comments below. Tell me what you guys think. Also, like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until you guys, I'm Crazy Star 1, and goodbye, guys.